गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग। तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Good evening, fellow Rotarians and guests, and chief guest of the evening, Dr. Balram Gupta. Now I hand over the meeting to the 2303 meeting of the Rotary Club Chandigarh Midtown is called to order. Now I hand over the meeting to the president.
Thank you, Sergeant Sir. Our revered Director Services, Madam Sir, our Secretary Sir, fellow Rotarians, and my dear family members. It's a very touchy day today. It has something, felt in the heart. What has happened to us? Believe me, whenever I used to meet him, I always meet a young heart. His voice, his impression was different. But what has happened is, to me, is unbelievable. I'll explain you what he thought and what he spoke to me. Before we even start the meeting, I would request Induji again to come and invoke the invocation of the day. Induji.
मृत्यु सत्य है और शरीर नश्वर। ये जानते हुए भी अपनों के जाने का दुख क्या होता है, ये तो पारिवारिक जन ही बता सकते हैं। हम ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि इस दिवंगत आत्मा की शांति और मोक्ष की प्राप्ति हो। वो शब्द कहाँ से लाऊं, वो शब्द कहाँ से लाऊं जो आपके लिए गाऊं। आप खो गए हो सितारों में, आप खो गए हो सितारों में, या हो अपने प्यारों में, या हो अपने प्यारों में। ध्रुव तारा बन चमक रहे, ध्रुव तारा बन चमक रहे, अपनों को राह दिखा रहे, बादल बन गरज रहे। हम आपके लिए तरस रहे, हम आपके लिए तरस रहे। बिन बादल आंखें बरस रही, रास्ता बतला गए, आगे बढ़ने की राह सिखला गए, आगे बढ़ने की राह सिखला गए। वो शब्द कहाँ से लाऊं जो आपके लिए कुछ गाऊं। आकाश बता क्या बात हुई, जो धैर्य तुम्हारा टूट गया। आकाश बता क्या बात हुई, क्यों एक और सितारा टूट गया, ये कौन गया है महफिल से, ये कौन गया है महफिल से, हर आँख से आंसू बहने लगे, सब और उदासी फैल गई, अरमान दिलों के कहने लगे, अरमान दिलों के कहने लगे। शांति।
What a befitting श्रद्धांजलि। सबके आंखें नम हुए। देखिए, that soul had lot of attraction towards him. My dear R.K. brother sir, I met you already at his place. He is the father of Shri Vishal Malhotra ji, his son-in-law, Santosh ji, Shalini ji, the daughter, Agastya, the grandson, and we have Somani also. This is not a time that I could say that I greet you, but whatever it may be, the society is such, his ruling is such, that whatever moment it is, we got to live with that. देखिए friends, I know this soul in 1936, and he chose his partner also, but I don't know how it coincides. Both having the same date of birth, and she was joined so well that they were a happy-go-lucky couple, and I always find him and her also together in the celebration where we used to host them here. Commonly said, whenever they would come on the birthday, इनकी wedding anniversary एक ही दिन है। बड़ा अच्छा लगता था, दोनों एक ही दिन होता था। 11th May was the date when they got married. His journey with Rotary started, अब फिर देखिए coincidence, 1st November 1988, and his journey ends on 1st November 2021. See, I don't know how he played with the numbers, how he selected the dates, how he was choosy about these things. Literally, it made us believe that he believes in numbers. He's a numerologist kind of person. Traveled 33 years out of 85 years of age with Rotary. Such a large span. He spent in service to community. मुझे तो एक ही बात कहते थे, तुम्हें बहुत चंगा लगता है, I love you, I will support you, तो कोई काम कर, मैं तेरे नाल खड़ा मिला कर। एक word से I love you, I used to listen from him, whenever I was alone. I went to his place last, कर गया, बड़े प्यार में बाबा जी मैं इकट्ठे गए, बहुत अच्छा मिले, वही शेर दिन, अंदरों नहीं पता सी की हो रहा है, सारों नहीं पता सी की। Yes, but Dr. Rita ran from this place to the hospital with him. That was something, some kind of indication. Yeah, कुछ सब ठीक ठाक है, सब ठीक ठाक. We thought it's a COVID. We thought so many things, but we never thought what he suffered from. He was a great soul, incomparable, and I would miss him always because he said I'm standing behind you. I know he's standing now above, but I would always seek his blessing and support in my career of Rotary or otherwise. Now I would call upon the chair of the evening today, Dr. Ram sir, to kindly hold the meeting inside. Over to you, sir.
We are paying our homage to the Lord's soul. May I call upon Salid Bali, AG, our past district governor, our past district governors are Twitter, in Kochi, they sent a recorded message of this special occasion. Let that video be played, first of all.
Rotary Meeting. The healings from Secretary Baba last Sunday, announcing the passing away of our past president, Kesho, formerly. In him, we have lost a true and willing giver who exemplified the Rotary motto of service and who truly believed that real happiness comes from helping others around you. My memory goes back to 1st of November 1988, when he was inducted as a Rotarian, when we had Anil Mehan as our president. We used to meet in those days in the hall, first floor of Hotel President in Sector 26. While introducing himself, he said, I distinctly recall, don't think I am new to Rotary. He was. What strikes me is the fact that he was a very affable and approachable Rotarian. And unless he had a sound reason, he would never say no. And whenever we have called on him in his office or residence for a humanitarian help for some or a donation, he would never say. We used to celebrate his birthday on Christmas because he was born on the 25th of December. And I remember whenever we used to have his cake cutting ceremony, he would walk up to Lavi and proudly say, look, I was born on the same day as Jesus Christ. And she would laugh. How fragile our lives are. He became our president 98, 99, if I remember correctly. He took, and I distinctly remember the installation ceremony at Hotel Red Bishop in Panchkula, when we had the honor of the presence of the then. What distinguishes here, perhaps, was the Maxim Grand project with the Rotary in Tina, by which we provided drinking water facility to a village called Billa, a few kilometers away from Panchkula, on the way. I distinctly remember the official inauguration of that project, when he spoke about the visit of the GSC team from Argentina, which ultimately culminated in that Maxi Grand project of the year. He was very proud and fond of his two children, Bharat, his son, and Shalini, his daughter. I still remember the fateful day, a car accident that shattered him. And he the Microlon project in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Ferraro in Italy. The club was taking total funds available in that project, and he willingly came forward. I still remember that board of directors meeting, and announced a contribution of something around 25,000 rupees. Of course, any project to commemorate his son's memory was always very, very dear to him. And the board described that Microlon as Bharat Memorial. I think among the governing trustees, we incorporated his name, and he had a voice and control over that loan project for years to come, perhaps till today. He was a very supportive husband. He was as the honorary chairman of District 308, and he doctored on her and would participate in all the progress. Our prayers are with Santosh today, and his daughter in Delhi, Shalini, and her two sons. Let God grant him eternal peace. God be with him. Thank you.
Dr. Rita Condolence.
Yet again, the light has gone out of our lives. Life has always been unpredictable and uncertain, more so during COVID times. But losing a father figure is a great loss to Rotary and especially to Chandigarh Midtown. Rotarian Dr. Kesho Gupta was incredibly kind and wonderful person who made great contributions to profession and Rotary service in numerous ways which shall not be forgotten forever. I enjoyed speaking to him and meeting him in his office. His sparkling eyes, graceful smile, his smart dressing style, his appreciative opinion, all of it will be missed. I'm sure he touched lives of everyone he met. He would call often just to ask, "How are you?" and disconnect. When I called back and asked him to see, he would say, "I am in Gurgaon, I'll tell you when I come back." I will miss those blank calls and the long talks over green tea. His love and blessings will stay with us forever. I hope the faith he entrusted in me will lead me to attain his unfulfilled dream. His birthday was the day of celebration for the entire world as Christmas Day. We have been lucky to be part of the celebration for last decade or so. The announcements of new board of Chandigarh Midtown would always coincide with his birthday and was hosted by him. The most memorable and the best picnic, Christmas and New Year celebrations 2019-20 on his birthday will linger on forever, bringing smiles and cheers when we recollect those unforgettable moments. I request Anoop to please, these are few of the moments which we could capture. कितनी आवाजें हैं, ये लोग हैं, बातें हैं, मगर जहन के पीछे किसी और ही सतह पे कहीं जैसे चुपचाप मुस्कुराते हैं हमारे केशोराम, जो मिल गए हैं सबके केशोराम. He took my scarf saying this matches with my dress. May God bless his soul. अपने रोना नहीं है, खुश रहना है, तभी वो खुश होंगे. बिल्कुल रोना नहीं है. देखो मेरी तरफ खुश नहीं होंगे ना वो. अगर आप आंखें बंद करोगे अभी भी स्माइल करते हुए दिखते हैं ना, है ना, दिखते हैं. अपने बिल्कुल नहीं, हम तो इसलिए याद करें वो अच्छी अच्छी बातें याद करना है. अब रोना नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं रोना. ठीक है.
प्रेसिडेंट सलीम चोपड़ा जी, श्री बाबा साहब, सभा में उपस्थित सम्मानित ज्ञान परिवार के सदस्य, नमस्कार. किस नाम या under what quality I should recollect Dr. Kesharam ji? असीम ज्ञान का भंडार, जिंदा दिल इंसान, young at heart person, noble person, compassionate human being, loving father, dutiful husband, distinguished Rotarian. शब्द का मैं एक ऐसी शख्सियत को डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए, जिस शख्सियत ने 85 साल अपनी ज़िंदगी के अपने टर्म्स पे, अपने डिसीजंस पे और अपने आइडियोलॉजी पे निकाले और बेहद सक्सेसफुली निकाले. डॉक्टर केशोराम गुप्ता जी से मेरा और मेरे परिवार का संबंध ऑलमोस्ट 35 से 40 साल का है. मेरे फादर लॉन्च क्लब से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं और सन 1985 में वो क्लब के प्रेसिडेंट थे, चार्टर प्रेसिडेंट लॉन्च क्लब. 1985 में रिसोर्सेज भी कम हुआ करते थे, पैसे भी लोगों के पास कम हुआ करते थे, आइडियाज भी कम हुआ करते थे। तो लॉयंस क्लब ने एक आई सर्जरी अंडरटेक की उस टाइम पे, आई कैन। तो सारी लॉयंस क्लब पे जो कोर टीम थी वो बैठी और उन्होंने दिमाग लगाया कि कैसे पैसा और कैसे रिसोर्सेज इकट्ठा किया जाए। तो एक कॉमन फ्रेंड विमल किशोर जी इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में उनकी फैक्ट्री थी, उन्होंने डॉक्टर केशव राम गुप्ता जी का बताया लॉयंस क्लब ने, और कहा कि वहाँ चलते हैं और उनको रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं। माय फादर एंड along with the core team went to Dr. Kesho Ram Gupta's office in industrial area, and the way my father described that scene, he says मेरे को आज भी वो आंखें याद हैं, वो सीन याद है, Dr. Kesho Ram Gupta sitting in his office and looking majestic, he used that word, and he said when we went to his office we were introduced and we never felt that we have come to an office of a stranger, and the very next moment what he described is that we were friends, and that proposal of eye surgery was then made to Dr. Kesho Ram Gupta ji. And apart from whatever he contributed, there were required certain medicines which were short at that point of time. तो वो कहीं भी नहीं मिल रही थी, तो लॉयंस क्लब मेंबर्स ने बताया डॉक्टर साहब को कि ऐसे मेडिसिन नहीं मिल रही, एंड लकीली डॉक्टर केशव राम गुप्ता जी had some source who had stock of those medicines, and from there he called that source and said that I want these medicines, and that source said that sorry sir, these are for export and we can't help it. And the voice he had, the majestic personality he had, he immediately said अगर दवाइयाँ तेरे ऑफिस से निकल गई ना, मैं अपना ऑफिस बंद करूँगा, उन दवाइयों में से 3 कार्टन मुझे आप चाहिए, रेट बता। This is what he said, and I don't know, he must have fetched those cartons in double rate or whatever, and those cartons next day in his car were at the eye gap. This is how my father recollects it. And down the line, when I joined the Rotary Chandigarh Midtown, although I had very careful members for me in the club, I by some chance I didn't had a discussion with my father that Dr. Kesho Ram Gupta ji is also in that club, and then one day since he knew I am a lawyer, he came to me and he said, my dear sir had recommended that I want a legal advice from you. So since I was a lawyer and we had a very new acquaintance, I said, sir, this is my clerk, please come to my office. He looked towards me and said, can't you come to my office? I said, sir, I just avoided the question and said, sir, you are most welcome to all this. He said, okay, I'll come. And then I saw Dr. Balram sir giving so much of respect to Dr. Kesho Ram Gupta ji, and somewhere down the line I thought I made a mistake by applying this. I went back to my house and I discussed that with my father, and I said, sir, Papa, this is the thing which happened, I am not easily with it. He said, you have done the biggest mistake of your life. I said, Papa, what? Then he told me this incident, and he said, you have to respect him as a father figure. You have to go whenever he calls you, and you have to do everything which is in your command, and which you can't do, then you have to arrange for it, but you have to never say no. The same very moment I called, sir, I took number of Dr. Gupta. I made a call to him. I said, sir, I'm very sorry. The next morning, 10 o'clock, I was at his office, and I still remember, he had that center seat. Santosh ma'am was always on the left near the computer. They both were sitting when I went there. And he got up from his seat and he sat like this. And we had a very, very new acquaintance. And when he embraced me, I felt that I had met my father figure. I felt a very, very warm person who will always take care of me. I touched his feet. I touched my feet and I said, sir, what can I do for you? That is the relationship I share. And this is how it started. And I used to go to the house, I used to go to the office. We used to have a lot of discussions, coffee. 1920 when I had to be the president, there was some turbulence before that. And I went to the people who cared for me. And Kesho sir was one of them. I went to sir and said, sir, I am not feeling okay, I want to let it go. start getting up, gala kuch thanda lege. I got some coke or something like that. And then he said, what happened? I explained him. He said, Kaka, ye jede time hai na, ye aate hain aur jante hain. You are a strong boy of a strong father. You have to stand over there and face it out in a very dignified way. I said, sir, I promise you I will do that. And when I was going, he said, mark my words and take my promise. Nahi hua mere ghar aa jaye. You will be the best in your day. I said, sir, I will try. And as Dr. Rita said, the photographs which we saw, 90% of those photographs were in 1920 when Sir participated. Sir and I participated in nearly every project, in every event. And 2019-20 Christmas dinner, जो हमारे लिए बहुत ही एक खुशी का दिन होता है 25 December जब मैं और सर दोनों का बर्थडे होता है. So that I went to Sir and said, Sir, we want to celebrate Christmas. Kaka बैठा सही, yes, बताओ sir. He wrote a check and he said, take it and do the best party of your year. I went straight to the best person, best place, and I did the best. The rest is history. He sponsored the entire event. So that is what he used to do for me. And this loss cannot be compensated, I know, for the family and for us. But the satisfying part is Sir did everything what he wanted to. He enjoyed his life. He did everything with his hands. And एक ईंट, एक गारा, एक लैंप, एक फैन उन्होंने अपने घर का और अपने फैक्ट्री का अपने हाथ से लगाया. And I think we should be proud of that. Bharat and I were of same age, and we used to go for IIT classes together. Luckily, he was there. He cleared that. Not luckily, he was very intelligent, and he cleared that. I still remember. And we have Shaliji sitting there. Though we might not be knowing each other, I know everything what you do. मैं जब भी सर के जाता था वो पूरा आपकी वेबसाइट स्कूल का जो आप करते थे सब दिखाते थे मेरे को. And I must say that two children which have who have grown up to be such successful, educated, and top it good human beings, that could only be from the house of someone like Dr. Kesho. We should be proud of that. And my request to the family would be, you are not alone, we all are there, and at any time, wherever we are required, we will always be there. And final request would be that the link between the family and club definitely was Kesho sir, but please don't leave this thing. This club is yours. 1998-99 में Kesho sir president थे, and he was a very distinguished president at that time. He was one of the best in district. उन्होंने WCS किया उस साल में अर्जेंटीना के साथ. GSC टीम को होस्ट किया. About 200 students were vaccinated. जो उस समय बहुत ही रेयर होता था. आज तो हर कोई वैक्सीन लाके किसी की भी लगा सकता है. But at that time to procure a vaccine, to procure a doctor, and to procure permission for vaccinating was one of the most toughest job which he did. तो इस क्लब को ये क्लब आता है. And मेरा रिक्वेस्ट यही है प्रेसिडेंट सर से कि सर if we can have one of the family member to this club, it will be an obligation to all of us. I have very less words now to express my loss, and I will pray to God that Kesho sir जो हम सबके बहुत ही आत्मा को शांति दे, और वो जहाँ कहीं भी हैं वो हमेशा खुश रहें. ओम शांति.
Arjun Singh, please. Friends, we have lost a friend. A friend whose signature was open arms. We all know Kesho ji as a successful businessman. We know him as a pillar of society, as a pillar of Rotary. That he was affectionate, we all been showered with his affection at all times. He was youthful. That is one word that describes him. Youthful. Easygoing. कदे मत्थे से चूड़ी नहीं देखी केशव. With me, Kesho ji had a very fond relationship. And that relationship goes back to her hometown. Over Patel in the sea. In fact, Kesho ji was at the same time, he was friends with my brothers, my elder brothers, in college, in school and college, both. In addition to that, he was a regular customer at my father's petrol pump. He used to tell me how he would go and sit with my father and exchange with his things. I got to know him only here, the age difference between us, 10, 12 years. I got to know him only here in Rotary. But once he realized who I was, it was always, "Aaja Patiale di Jatti hai." You know me as in Malna. "Aaja Chote Bhai, Jatti Bhai." So that was the signature between him and me, always. Patiale di Jatti Bhai. "Aaja mera Chota Bhai, Aaja Jatti Bhai." So that is why I said, this thing is what defines the man. जेड़ा भी मस्जिद आओ उन्होंने गले ला रहे हैं. With me, I always would like to say that I want to remember him for his hugs and his jappi. And I remember the first time I had any deep interaction with him was, Bobby, we had this Australian girl ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਘਰੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਐਕਸਚੇਂਜ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਘਰੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਘਰੇ ਆ ਗਈ ਸੀ. So she was somewhat unstable, Wendy, if you recall.
Yeah, I know.
Somewhat unstable. So then I had no option but to go and discuss my experiences with Kesho ji. Kesho ji ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਰਹਿ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਤੇ problem ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਸੁਲਝਾਈਏ. So that is the first time I had any in-depth relationship with Kesho ji. But after that it was smooth sailing all the way. जल जप्फी ते जप्फी इस बस सारा दिन यही करते रहे ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਸभी जप्फी. So with those words, with those memories, I commend his soul to the Almighty with a big jump. His great mothers. President Sri Chopra, Secretary Javinder Singh Bawani, fellow Rotarians, and Chairman of the evening, Dr. Balram. 1 नवंबर सोमवार के दिन का समय भी अंधेरा लग रहा था जब ये पता चला कि हमारे 5 प्रेसिडेंट रोटेरियन केशव राम जी नहीं रहे तो मन दुख से भर आया. मन को विश्वास नहीं हो रहा था कि ये बात सच है, पर ईश्वर के आगे झुकना पड़ता है. ये दुख उनके परिवार के लिए और विशेषकर उनकी धर्मपत्नी मिसेस संतोष गुप्ता के लिए असहनीय है. वह इनरविल क्लब की पीडीसी थी. उनके निधन से हमारी रोटरी परिवार में भी एक शून्यता सी आ गई है.
मेरा उनका 30 वर्ष पुराना संबंध था। उनका व्यक्तित्व प्रेरणादायक रहा। वे फिलंथ्रोपिस्ट थे, यानी कहीं अच्छे काम के लिए पैसा चाहिए वे हमेशा हेल्प करने के लिए तत्पर रहते थे। हमारी नज़दीकियाँ और बढ़ी जब इनकी और हमारी फैक्ट्री पास पास थी। वे कम्युनिटी प्रोजेक्ट करने में तैयार रहते थे। वे 1998 और 99 में प्रेसिडेंट बने और WCS प्रोजेक्ट किया और GST टीम फ्रॉम साउथ ऑस्ट्रेलिया को होस्ट किया। 2001-2 में डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नर के लिए भी नामांकन भरा। हमेशा आगे बढ़ने के लिए उनकी रुचि थी। कई बार विचार डिफर करते थे, परंतु मित्रता में कोई आंच नहीं आई। हमेशा मुस्कुराहट के साथ जवाब देते थे। रोटरी क्लब में कोई ऐसा पद नहीं था जो उन्होंने नहीं निभाया। सच्चाई बोलने से और अपना पक्ष रखने में भी कभी कतराते नहीं थे। वह विशाल हृदय वाले थे। मनुष्य का जीवन तो पानी के बुलबुले के समान है। जिस प्रकार आकाश में टिमटिमाते तारे भी ऊषा की किरण के आते ही देखते बिल्कुल विलुप्त हो जाते हैं, उसी प्रकार हमारे परम प्रिय मित्र अपने परिवार को, हम सबको छोड़कर देखते ही देखते एक सेकंड में सदा के लिए पंचतत्वों में विलीन हो गए। हमारे शास्त्रों में मृत्यु को अटल बताया है। बात कड़वी मगर सच है, मृत्यु ही जीवन का सत्य है। अंत में ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि भगवान दिवंगत आत्मा का वास आपके चरणों में। हमारा सारा रोटरी मिडटाउन क्लब इस की घड़ी में इस परिवार के साथ है और सदा ही रहेगा।
I enjoyed a special bond with Kesho. I would like to describe him. Damda, full of life. Shanda, he would always dress up for the occasion. Damda, fearless, never a daredevil for that matter, I would say this. I've enjoyed a long, a very sincere association with him. An association which I will never forget. I recall he had joined Rotary, as the President said, on the 1st of November 1988. And what a coincidence! On the 1st of November 2021, he was no more. This 33 years journey I have enjoyed, a beautiful journey with Kesho. I recall he was the president of a Rotary Club in the year 1998-99. I was the secretary with him. He said, Balram, I want Sushma Sharma. Now, Sushma Swaraj, for that matter. At that time, when she was my student, she was Sushma Sharma. For the installation meeting, his desire was my command. I made it sure that she came for the installation meeting at the Union Cabinet Minister. And then during the course of the year, various projects, the WCS project, which is already talked about. He wanted certain speakers for the weekly meetings. He expressed his desire. We had the then Chief Justice of India, Justice Dr. Adarsh Bana. He came for the weekly meeting, and I introduced Justice Anna. After the meeting was over, Kesho says, Balram, you were music to the ears. That's the kind of relationship that we enjoyed. He again expressed the desire. I want Dr. Kiran Bedi in a relationship that I enjoyed. And he was such, I don't know how should I describe the entire relationship that I've enjoyed. From the year 2000, I would say we were neighbors. He was in 125, I am in 252. We used to often meet in the evenings. He used to come over. In the later part, he had virtually left drinking. He enjoyed his drink very well. But whenever he would come, he would say, Balram, I would have a drink. He knew that I don't drink myself. And he would still say, Balram, I've enjoyed the drink in your company as such. He was so fond of baked vegetables. Shashi would make it sure that it's available for him. These were small things but gave him such pleasure, such happiness, and made the bond together for that matter. You know, he would often say, Balram, why don't you write a book? He would urge me to do that. He would tell me that you have played different roles. Legal education, legal profession, judicial education. But why don't you write a book? And without sharing with him, I had completed the book. And I was looking forward for its launch release in the month of December this year. How sad I feel. This desire of his, though I could fulfill, but he would not be a participant in that. I know what kind of a feeling he would have enjoyed if he would have been a part of that. I remember my daughters' books, whenever they were launched, both Santosh Bhabi and Kesho used to be part of those programs. And he enjoyed. He was a part of the family which made us together to grow for that matter. I would miss that when the book is launched. I'm sure Bobby will be with us on that occasion. Certainly, we look forward. You will not deny me that right. You know, this life journey is something that the end of everyone is bound to take place. But what a man he was. So generous, so kind, so humble, so affectionate. Difficult to fill up the vacuum for that matter. He was the umbrella, and we were always enjoying his comfort that he would give you, make you feel so good as such. I salute him. And I would urge for his deeds, for his actions, and the kind of life that he led. We need to celebrate that. We are in grief, we are mourning, but take solace in the fact that what he has contributed, how fondly he would be missed, how dearly he would be loved. And I'm sure this is the biggest reward. Good nature is the richest fruit of a human being. That was Dr. Kesho. I salute. May his soul rest in peace.
Friends, every speaker had his different expression. Every speaker had different story to narrate. Everybody had different experience to share. That's the mercy. We all together, I have 90 people sitting today, we had lost a night, in listening to people because everybody has different impression, expression, and feelings. एक लिखित विल होती है जो सबको पता है, एक अनलिखित विल है जो हमको पता है. What was in his heart? What is feeling? What where he want to take us? What direction he wants to follow? वो अनलिखित विल हर एक के दिल में होनी चाहिए कि वो क्या चाहते थे, वो किस तरफ चलना चाहते थे, कहाँ क्या करना चाहते थे. मैं परिवार से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ उसको जरूर फॉलो करो. सबसे बड़ा ग्रेटिट्यूड ये होगा कि यू विल अपीयर देयर वेयरएवर ही इज. मुझे मालूम है इसकी वैल्यू, मुझे मालूम है, लिखित की वैल्यू एडवोकेट्स को मालूम होती है, मेंबर्स को मालूम होती है, पर अनलिखित की वैल्यू बहुत हाई है. उनके आइडियल्स को फॉलो करो, पथ चिन्ह को फॉलो करो. बच्चे तुम्हारे पर भी प्रेशर है, सबसे प्यारे आप लगते हो, बिल्कुल होता है. गुलाब से ज्यादा प्यारा को ग्रैंडसन लगता है. तो ये चीजें उनके जो फॉलो करो, उनके फुटप्रिंट पे चलो, फुटस्टेप पे चलो, जो चाहते थे करो, ये बहुत बड़ी शांति उनके लिए. हम सब चाहते हैं जहां भी हैं भगवान के चरणों में रहें, उनको भगवान अपना पूरा सॉलिस दें, उनकी आत्मा को शांति दें और अपने पास रखे मोक्ष दें. उस मोक्ष में वृद्धि आपकी तरफ होगी अगर आप उनको फॉलो कर आगे चलो. मैं सब मेंबर्स के यहाँ पे उस गॉड को, उस वाहिगुरु को, उस परमात्मा को, इस ईश्वर को रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि उनकी आत्मा को शांति दे, सद्गति दे और आप लोगों को पूरा हौसला दे इस लॉस को देर करने का. हमारे लिए मुश्किल है तो आप मिल के इतना मुश्किल है, एक बट संतोष कीजिए. इस संतोष का दान सबको दीजिए क्योंकि दे ऑल डिजर्व इट, दे ऑल नीड इट. इट्स यू, आप पिलर हैं इस फैमिली के, सबसे बड़े हैं. यू द स्मार्टेस्ट एंड द स्मॉल. सब मिलके काम करो, उनके आत्मा को शांति देने का यही तरीका है उनके पास. आज हम कोई सेलिब्रेशन नहीं कर रहे, कोई बर्थडे अनाउंस कर रहे, कुछ नहीं कर रहे, बिकॉज हमारा दिल उतना बैठा हो जितना आपका बड़ा. इस शब्दों से मैं दुआ करता हूँ कि उनके आत्मा को शांति. लास्ट नंबर द लीस्ट आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट बाबा सर प्लीज कम.
Thank you, President Saab. Dr. Gupta ji, event chair. My association with Kesho ji was very short. Because I joined Rotary in 2005 and in 2007 I had to go. I was not associated. Then I returned in 2018. I met him in one of the meetings. He invited me. I went to the office. Got a very response from him, and he asked me, Baba, tell me what is your classification? I said, sir, my classification, why are you asking me this question? He says, I know your classification, I know your classification, but it does not match with your personality. So that is the kind of bonding we had. And then a few months back, with Chopra Saab, I went to the house, got a very warmly welcome. I know he was not feeling well, but he got up, He hugged us. That is the kind of, welcome we got from him. And he asked me, he, caught my hand and made me sit beside him and asked me, when are you going to start this physical meets? My desire is that I want to bring Navjot Singh Sidhu. I would invite him to be part of us in one of the meetings. We are going to miss him. I am thankful to the family. All of you came and participated in the condolence meeting. We are definitely going to miss him, a distinguished Rotarian. Thanks all my fellow Rotarians to be here. And with these words, Om Shanti, let his soul rest in peace. Thank you. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we are having one blood donation camp, Jagroop Memorial Blood Donation Camp at Diwan Hall, Gurdwara Dukhan Waran Sahib, Kudalala, Chandigarh, from between 8:30 to 12:30. Please join. Thank you.
Kodali share. This is RCC Kodali share.
Okay. Tomorrow there will be a vote ceremony of Kesho ji between 2 to 3 at 1. Okay, sorry. Between 1 and 2 lunch, and between 2 and 3 vote at Agarwal Bhavan, Sector 16, Panchkula. Shraddhanjali meet. So all I request you to please join and express our homage to the party. Thank you.
With that, the meeting is adjourned.